Hey there everyone, welcome again for another Beef Talks, and yes, we have another special episode. If you didn't see the last one, I did have that with Bobby Plays, and for this episode, I want to spice things up just a little bit. So instead of the usual highlights of your favorite partnered Call of Duty Mobile streamers, we're gonna go in for interviews instead of three of the biggest names of Call of Duty Mobile: HawksNest, Bobby Plays, and Ferg. So the Call of Duty Mobile team and I came up with a lot of fun questions, ranging from in-game questions to personal ones to really get to know our favorite creators. But before we start with the questions, don't forget to download Call of Duty Mobile, like this video, and subscribe to this channel because we've had a lot of crazy action here in Season 9, and of course, zombies are back. And that's gonna tie into my, final question later on in this video for my beefiest question of the week. All right, on to the first question.
I would say Favela just because the map is super intricate, so I could see it being super interesting with all the different angles and all that inside of a competitive environment. I think S&D especially would be super fun on it.
Honestly, I think one of the really underrated maps that never really got a fair chance in ranked, people would just never vote for it, was Havok's Sawmill. That was one that I really enjoyed. I felt like it was big and honestly fit the 5v5 playstyle a lot more because a lot of people don't realize the majority of the maps that we play in 5v5 competitive were designed for 4v4 competitive. So I think that Havok's Sawmill is definitely one with some tweaking that could be a really good competitive map.
The map I would like to see big played competitively would be Plaza from Black Ops 2. I can remember all the way back when I was 13 watching Search and Destroy be played on that map. And well, there was a club in there and it added to the intensity of the environment when a team pushed in to plant the bomb. My favorite season of COD would have to be when Gunsmith released, just because it revolutionized the game so much and really brought the whole community together to experience something fresh for the ranked multiplayer mode.
I know there's a lot of people that are like, oh, Gunsmith, no, it's too complicated. I love the Gunsmith because leading up to that, gunsmiths were just so oversimplified. There was no variety in how people would build out their guns, and it just created so many more opportunities for content that for me, Gunsmith was the best addition that COD Mobile has ever made.
Easy. Season 6, Once Upon a Time in Rust, I think it was called. I probably should know since it's my favorite season, but there's also been Spurned and Burned, which was the other Wild West season, which was cool. But no, Season 6, original Season 6, Cordite came out, Rust obviously came out, 1v1 mode came out, the theme song was amazing, everybody knows that. Yeah, overall, Season 6, I think Once Upon a Time in Rust. You know what's even weirder than seeing yourself in game? Seeing yourself in real life, but like not in a mirror. And small.
It is pretty cool to see like when pro players use my operator. I don't see it a ton in ranked, but I do see it a good bit whenever pro players will rock it, which is pretty cool for me because obviously those guys are way better than I will ever be. When it comes to getting used to seeing my operator die, I die all the time in COD Mobile, so that's not really anything new.
First of all, that's funny that they asked if it hurt to see my operator died, because yeah, it did before I said that in my video. But seeing myself in the game, I would say, if I'm being completely honest, I'm used to it, because again, if you do it enough, you'll get used to it. But it is weird to sometimes boot up the game and be like, oh, that's me.
I would say on a day-to-day basis, I've gotten used to seeing my operator in the game. But then when I actually think about it and realize that that model and that character is based around me and what I wanted in an operator, it's like, wow, how do I have my own skin in Call of Duty Mobile? It's still unfathomable after nearly 2 decades of playing the franchise that I have my own character. When it comes to balance for me, I'm either 100% in, that's all I'm thinking about all day, every day, and that could go on for something like 6 months, and then maybe I'll go off the track for a month and I'll just do random stuff. So that's really how I balance things. It's all in, or maybe slightly in and more so focused on just experiencing life. But when I'm all in, I'm all in. There's nothing else that I'm focused on in my entire life.
I feel like that's something that I learned, I mean, largely in part just due to being married. Whenever I was single and creating content, I was very, very bad at it. I would overwork myself and then burn out all the time. But I think being married and having somebody who you live with, who you want to spend time with on a daily basis, kind of forces you to create natural boundaries. So I don't really ever work on weekends, or at least I try to minimize the amount of work that I do on weekends. And most of the time, I just want to spend time with her, which just forces me to delegate and schedule out content even better.
I would say I'm probably not the best person to ask this question because it's something I'm always working on doing better. Especially over the past few months, I've been trying to improve that. When COD Mobile first came out, I was going so hard in the game. I was just constantly doing COD Mobile content, working on stats, all that for, I'd say, on average, 12 to 16 hours a day. No weekends off. Like, it was crazy. That was when I had no balance. And now I'm at the point where I'm a little bit more balanced, but it's less with, you know, content and gaming and all that, and focusing more on like family and friends. So I'm still leaning, I'm more heavy on this side. I used to be too heavy on this side, so I'm still trying to achieve that balance. But I would say just trying to mix the different things you find important in life and focusing on having a little bit of each throughout your week or day.
Either France or Italy, just for the food. Honestly, I like food too much, and I know they both have really, really good food. So if I had to pick one, probably Italy, but I would love to go to either of those.
I would say definitely Japan. And also going back to the favorite season thing, my second favorite season is definitely Tokyo Escape Season 3, which, again, the Japanese aesthetic. I love music from there. I love the look, the nature there, the culture based on what I've heard. Never been there. Animation and all that. I'm big into animation, and obviously that's a huge thing in Japan. Yeah, definitely Japan.
I've been wanting to visit the Philippines for so long. And then obviously 2020 happened and I couldn't go, and I wanted to go, and now I still can't go. Dude, I want to go to the Philippines so freaking bad, dude. Like Palawan, because it just looks beautiful, and then Manila for the city atmosphere and environment.
You know, right now, especially trying to find that out, to find out like what content I can do that I do the best, and the content that I do the best is going to be the content that I love making the most. In my opinion, I always think the best content is the one that the creator enjoys making. But for me, that's always content that helps. And it's hard to do that when you get to a point in the game's life where people are been playing it forever. It's kind of hard to help people that have been doing something for super long. When a game first releases, obviously that's where it's like, oh, you can help all these new players and all that and give them your knowledge. So lately it's been hard to figure out how to do that, but for me, yeah, if I can help people with something, that's the most rewarding thing for me, for sure.
When anyone asks me a question in the comment section or in the live stream chat, on any of the social medias, and I can tell it comes from the heart and that they actually want some advice, that's what motivates me. Like, they have somebody they know will reply and give them like an honest answer if I see it about what they should go forward and do in their life, which I would usually say, live with purpose. Do something that you find purposeful for yourself. And it may change throughout the years. Something that you find purposeful in the past may not be the same as something that you find purposeful in the future.
This one goes back to my wife Molly again. I think back when I was just single creating content, like I just did it because it was fun and I liked it better than having like a normal day job. But I think whenever I got married, like the understanding that I have a family to provide for, I think that increased my motivation to be successful and to be the best that I can be a lot more, because I personally was fine like eating crappy food 5 times a day, not 5 times a day, 3 times a day, just eating like fast food or whatever. But wanting to create a better life for somebody else, I think, is better motivation than it was for me, because I don't really care about like nice clothes. Obviously you can see I don't care about my appearance all that much, so I think she's my best motivation.
Words to live by: seek balance and seek discomfort. I guess that's 2 things that I've almost considered getting tattooed on my body, because it's super important to me right now, especially balance in life, and then again seeking discomfort, because if you live and you're always seeking comfort, you're not going to be used to discomfort, which is where you grow the most in life and all that. Blah blah blah. I'm not a motivational speaker, but yeah, those things for sure.
Comparison is the thief of joy. It's easier to burn bridges than it is to build them. Don't make women angry.
I have Cora and I have Tommy. The type of, they're both mutts, but they look pretty similar. I kind of matched them when I got them. They're both rescues though. One is Anatolian Pyrenees and some other breeds, and then the other one is like Lab, Husky, Golden Retriever, just like everything.
Most of you probably know about my dog Fanny. She was in the giant poster that I got for the Rambo event. She is a golden doodle.
Everybody get moving. Let's start it up.
This might be pretty controversial, but for the career that I wanted, I would say drop out of high school sooner, at least pursue what I wanted sooner, rather than being focused and worrying about family, friends, teachers, everything that they would say to me when I was in the back of class or at the kitchen table or when I went out with them. It was always like, oh, you probably can't do that. Like, not very many people get that far. It's the 0.001%, all that kind of stuff. I would just tell younger you, if I was to meet him, just go for it. Do it 100%. Give your all. Because otherwise, you're just going to sit back and think about it all the time of how you want to be that person. And you can always be the person that you want to be as long as you put in the effort.
Like I said earlier, I think balance is the most important thing in life, but I wouldn't be where I am today without, you know, kind of going out of balance for a little while. I don't know. I mean, maybe I would. I don't know for sure. But you know, when you go hard at something and you burn out, that's always not good. So it is good to maintain some sort of balance. So I would say younger me, I think I could have approached things better. Again, I don't know if I'd be where I am today. I don't want to like change things, but I think it would have been better for me long term to focus more on balancing, you know, having a happy and fun life as well as working hard and striving to be successful in all aspects of life, but also, you know, in your career.
My advice to younger me, I think especially, I don't have a whole lot of regrets in my life. I think if I was talking to younger me, it would be mainly to the me when I was creating content starting out, and it would just be to diversify as much as you can and create as many different avenues to go down the road of success where you want to go. So I think that can be applied to all areas of life, not just content creation. But I think I kind of put all my eggs in one basket. It was like the one YouTube channel that I had. I didn't build up my socials, and I found myself in a really tough spot after the second game that I played, and whenever it died, I didn't really know how to get myself out of the rut that I was in. But I think one thing that I've learned really well in my COD mobile stage of content creation is the importance of diversifying into different socials, into different businesses and everything else, and giving yourself kind of a safety net to fall back on.
All right, so amazing answers. But it boils down into the beefiest question of the week, which is, among the three of you, who is most likely to survive a zombie apocalypse? Comment down below who you think is gonna win the zombie apocalypse. And that marks the end of this episode of Beef Talks. Thank you so much, HawksNest and Bobby, for being in this special episode. And what did you guys think of the questions? If you have any answers to your own personal experience, please comment it down below. More videos like this, because we have a lot of them so far. Don't forget to check them out in the Call of Duty Mobile channel, and don't forget to subscribe and press the bell to get notified for more Beef Talks videos. And of course, apart from that, there's a lot more videos that we all look forward to every season. That is it for me, Beef Mommy, and I cannot wait to see you guys again in the next Beef Talks video. Bye!
Calling, get it.